And that's never been me because like what I value isn't like materialistic things, even though it looks like it, you know what I mean? It's just like that's not what it is. I really appreciate women for who they are, not for what I feel like.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sir Bavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. Nine Times. Yeah, man, today's mathematics is knowledge and God all being born to build and destroy. So we must use our God-given intelligence to build and or destroy in our lives. You know, I kind of always go back to you build on the negative, you destroy. You build on the positive, you destroy on the negative, excuse me. But I guess if we're going to use our God-given knowledge to build in our life, make sure that we are doing it wisely and we are spending it wisely, because we could just be using our God-given intelligence to destroy in our lives and we don't even know it. You know, we know certain things. We know we're not supposed to do certain things, yet we do them anyway. And that destroys us from within, whether that be, you know, you're not supposed to be doing drugs, or you're not supposed to be doing breaking the law or doing stupid shit like speeding in the rain and crashing your fucking car like me. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but I just want to acknowledge that it was Valentine's Day 3 days ago. And for the drip check, or what do I say? Whatever. I'm wearing Babe Stan Smith's Fila sweats, Babe Adidas jacket, Citizen Suyosa watch. I just got this, clean as fuck. Adidas glasses, these are new if you can't tell, and then a White Sox hat. So before I get into the fit and shit, I just want to get this out of the way because it was a little heavy. So yesterday I signed up for early overtime, and I fucking, you know me, like a dumbass, I was going really fast in the rain because, you know, I feel like if I could feel the traction in the car on the fucking freeway, then I could pretty much, you know, gauge the weight of the car. But what happened was literally like in a split second, the car I think the car hit a puddle in a hydroplane. And dog, when you going like fast in a car in the rain and you feel that shit hydroplaning, you might as well be driving a fucking coffin sliding on the fucking freeway, because that's how I felt. So it happened so fast. All I remember is like, and this is how you know, like, I fucking need to chill out, because I've hydroplaned like a few times and I've gotten control of the car. I'm not trying to give anybody tips and tricks on how to hydroplane, but I mean, I just let go of the gas, and then I slowly put my foot on the brake, and I'm hydroplaning this way, like I'm hydroplaning to my left. So I start steering to the right to counteract, like, you know, like to fucking put more momentum, like to go against the momentum. Well, I was sliding. I guess, I don't know. I was already going this way, but I start going towards the center divider, and I'm like, literally, fuck. Like, that's all I think, right? And it happened so fast, but I hit the wall, and I think because I hit the wall, I like broke a lot of the force and the speed of the car, and I got traction of the car. So then I went all the way back, and I'm like putting the brake. Presley, can you shut the fuck up so I can tell my story, please? Come here. Now, let's go, Presley. Come here. Presley, come here. Come here. Now, let's go. Presley. Presley. Presley, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. All the way. Yes, you. Come on. Hustle. 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 Presley. Presley. Come here. I'm trying to tell my story and you fucking... Come here. All the way. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Cosby Sweater. Your presence is requested at the fucking trauma center at the fucking Palace 81. Palisades. Come here. I need you. All right. I need you in my life. Come here. I'm sorry for yelling at you. All right. Oh, thank you for dirtying my fucking everything right here, bro. Awesome. Great. You're fucking dirtying all over my sweats and shit. I guess that's what I get for yelling at you. That's perfect. That's beautiful. I just fucking bought this jacket and you're already here getting it dirty. But it's the material things, right? So I hit the center of the divider, and then as I'm going back, thank God I didn't hit nobody because I cut through the freeway fast, which means I think when people saw me hit the divider, they started slowing down and stopping this shit. I mean, I would too, right? I'm not going to zoom past somebody, but somebody did. As I'm coming to the right, somebody zoomed by me and I'm like waiting like to hit somebody, but I didn't hit nobody. So I hit the divider and then I come back and I park on the shoulder. When I hit, the airbag busted open, but it didn't hit me in the face. So I remember like, man, I remember putting on the hazards, trying to lower the music because I had it loud as fuck, and then like for whatever reason the airbag deployed and like smoke and shit was getting in my face, and it was like that chemical smoke and shit. Like I don't know, like to describe it to you, it kind of just smelled like fucking chemically like burning rubber and shit. It was horrible. So it's pouring rain. All the smoke is in the car, so I'm putting, like, as I'm going to the right, like, I'm putting on the fucking air because I don't want to fucking suffocate. And I park, I put the air all the way on full blast. And then I try to lower the window so I could let all the smoke out, but, like, rain was, landing on me. So, yeah, it was crazy as fuck. I didn't break any bones. I didn't get cut. The car literally like has minor damage considering like how crazy this shit was. I didn't hit nobody. I'm lucky I didn't fucking murk myself or chip anybody else. It was fucking crazy, bro. Like, so my back hurts and that's it. Like my back up to like right here, like lower part of my neck hurts and that's it. I'm just sore for an accident that could have easily like costed the lives of many, and my dad's so funny. I call him and he's like, can you drive the car? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, drive it home. So I drove from Pomona. I took the streets all the way from Pomona to my house. It was like one of the longest drives I had ever did. It probably took, all in all, it probably took like 25 minutes to get home, but it felt like an hour. It was just like really, like I was in complete shock, and I've never been through some shit like that. So it was wicked as fuck. Thank God nothing happened. Thank God I'm all right. And just, you look at shit like a lot differently after that. When it kind of hits like what I feel like whatever like you're at mentally, like I kind of feel like it resets some shit in your brain, which for sure it did with me. Like my back was hurting while like my adrenaline was going, so I thought, oh shit, I fucked something up in my back, because once I'm off this adrenaline, I'm gonna be hurting for real and shit. And it's been a little over 24 hours since it happened, and I'm fine. Like I'm good and shit, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get it out the way. I just want to tell people, don't take life for granted. I always come up here and I tell people, have gratitude or just like thank God. And I always, whoa, relax. Don't jump off, man. I always, preach positivity on the podcast. And like, it was just one of those things where like I got caught slipping because it's like, when I drive, I'm just like I turn into like a whole different person. I turn into like Toretto and shit like that. Like, so I need to be better about that. And it's just weird, man. Like I'm not like a road rage driver, but I'm definitely an aggressive driver. So I just wanted to put that out there because my back hurts and it's just sore. I didn't want to go to the hospital. The hospital's full of people right now for everything, right? So it really like just showed me, and it was so crazy because I already like this morning, like yesterday, I filed the insurance claim, and then today I woke up like at 9 or like 8:45, like, so I barely got, like, I think I fell asleep like at 1, so I probably got like barely like 6 hours of sleep because I was in and out of sleep, and then I was waking up. The insurance called me. Last night I took everything out of my car. They towed my car. I went to the body shop. I switched the rental out, which, whoa, you all right? I got the rental yesterday. And so, yeah, switched the rental out, got my glasses, and now I'm here. So, I just wanted to let everybody know, like, this ain't the message of the day, but I'm always preaching the same type of shit, like don't take life for granted and all that. But like, I guess above all, just like be careful. And I'll just, I guess that's the message of the day. But I guess I'll go on a more elaborate one later. But just be careful. And you ain't invincible. once I was sliding on the freeway, I thought that was it and shit. I since I inhaled all that smoke and shit yesterday, fucking, I was coughing and shit. I had that smoke. I had the taste of the smoke in my lungs and my nose, on my clothes in my room. It smelled like that shit. It was just like an ugly reminder, like, this shit could have went a lot differently. And so just like I said again, like, thank God, like nothing happened to me. And I actually got to go get more candles and shit. And cleaning everything out, I found the angel card that I put in my, like, every car I drive, I have the Virgin Mary, and I also have the angel card in my car. So, and then I have my angel cards in my wallets too. So like everywhere I have, like, I always feel like I have like the Santo protecting me and shit. So, it's nothing too deep like that. It's just for protection and, guidance and things of that nature. Like, it always reminds me, like, you're not alone. Like, just remember, like, fucking, we're always here watching out for you. And even the insurance people, they're like, wow, like, fucking, you definitely had somebody watching over you. And I want to tell them, I got somebody watching over me every day and shit. But it's just like, I didn't want to answer her like that. So, you know what, man? Let me call somebody and see if they pick up. If not, it's okay. I just want to call somebody real quick just to see what's going down.
The person you've dialed.
Okay, so it wasn't meant to be. That's cool. Yeah, man. Let me see. Let me get into these topics real quick because it's your fucking dog and it's your fucking boy. Valentine's Day, right? So let's get into the fucking Valentine's Day, right? You want to get down? Right, so it was Valentine's Day like 3 days ago. These are the flowers I got my mom. These are the flowers that my dad got her. And I think Valentine's Day is super overrated. I think when we have a day dedicated to women to just receive gifts, like literally Valentine's Day should just be called Christmas for Women's Day, because there ain't nothing like, why do we have these kind of holidays? Like, you understand women get more holidays than dudes? You could get Veterans Day. Why did I say that? Valentine's Day. Mother's Day. And yeah, Mother's Day and fucking Valentine's Day. Dudes, Father's Day is a fucking myth. Father's Day is like one of those like Washington's birthday, Martin Luther King's Dreams Day, Columbus Day. That's what Father's Day is. It's like a holiday if you believe it. You know what I mean? For the most part, for most people, you know what I mean? Like there are like those people out there that celebrate the fathers, but it's not many of them. And that's fucking bullshit, right? I feel like it's very interesting because my dad grew up with like a matriarchal family, but I grew up with a patriarchal family and a matriarchal family, but like my pops was always like the chief. Like he was always the head of the table, not my mom. My grandmother always was. It kind of doesn't really count because she's kind of like the head of the whole family, but then you have the intermediate families in between that, you know. So I feel like I always have to give it up to my pop, but in the grander scheme of things, it's always been like my my grandma Paco and shit. So Valentine's Day is something that's just kind of like, and I say this because I don't have a girl. Number one, I'm single, but like number two is just kind of like I always like look at this shit and be like, that's whack as fuck. Like girls be getting like flights and hotels and expensive dinners and flowers and chocolates, and what the fuck do we get? We don't get shit, right? Where's our holiday where we could be appreciated as men? We have a holiday that men appreciate women for, but we didn't got no holiday that women appreciate men for. And I'm not saying it's like it's a holiday like a holiday. I'm just saying it's a fucking day where women expect shit. And I feel like women expect too much already. You know, a lot of women, their expectations are fucking high. That's why when you meet like certain women or when you like really vibe with a girl and it's just like they don't accept shit but like just be around you and like have good energy and good friendship, that's how like I like to start. Now for all you like tricks out there and you fools that just want pussy and that'll pay for it and like not so many ways or lesser words or whatever, like good for you. But I feel like as a man, like I'm just like, that's never been me because like what I value isn't like materialistic things, even though it looks like it, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's not what it is. I really appreciate women for who they are, not for what I feel like. And don't get me wrong, like if that's how you express your love, because let's keep it real. Valentine's Day must have been invented by like a Capricorn or an earth sign like a Taurus. Probably maybe not Virgo, but for sure like a Taurus. It's definitely like a Taurus, Capricorn, and or like a Scorpio holiday, or maybe even like Gemini is more like communicative. But I feel like for Valentine's Day, you will get like a whole essay on like fucking why they love you type shit. But that's more of like an intellectual expression of love and not a practical or physical expression of love. But for sure, like the Valentine's Day had to have been invented by like a real hustling ass Capricorn that like probably had a grip of money, was hustling, had like a fucking dime piece, and just wanted to wine a diner and fucking just rail her at the end of the night. Because that's how I feel. That's how I look at it, and that's how what I would do. But I wouldn't do that automatically for every girl or every Valentine's Day that came up. It'd be like automatic. It'd be like, you know, something that I felt like that's what is appropriate, you know. Not all things are appropriate for like certain women and shit like that. Like I've bought in like women like chocolates, and I don't think I've ever bought a girl flowers before, but I've for sure bought girls chocolates and stuff for Valentine's Day, and they're with other guys or some shit like that, right? So it's not even about like, for me, it's not even about that it's a Valentine's Day. It's like, this is like how I appreciate you. And it's just different forms of expression and love. I just feel like when it comes down to an expectation of like material things, I feel like that's when we get kind of lost, because I feel like we're already living in an era where women have like exceedingly high standards, or like a how do I say it, like a over like dramatized look or perspective on what they feel love is. And it's like a lot of these women that just like value material things, I feel like have never even like understood what it's like to find true love, or have had true love expressed to them without material things, because it could be both, but most times I feel like it's a lot of women that just, they do it for the gram, they do it for the social media, and like, who's to say like who doesn't do that? But it's just more so like when you look at a lot of like the same certain patterns, it's kind of like, I don't need a man. Like, you don't need a man, and women have always failed you, and like, what do they say? There's just a whole bunch of different things, you know what I mean? But when it comes to Valentine's Day, then you want to be pampered. So you got to choose what it is. Like, do you not need a man, or do you need a man? It's either like you get real quiet, or like that's what you post on Valentine's Day. But like the other 364 days out of the year, it's like, I don't need shit, I'm independent. Okay, well, if you're independent, then why do you care about Valentine's Day? So it's just a really interesting thing. And these flowers weren't even for my mom in the first place. They were for the podcast because I wanted to talk about this topic. But of course, my mom thinks everything is for her, right? So she texted me. She's like, "Are these flowers for me?" And I said, "Maybe." And that's a yes to my mom. And she said, "Thank you so much. I love you." I told her I love you more. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, I guess, So women just take shit for granted. Like, go ahead, take it for granted. Maybe it's not a yes, but it is to my mom. And don't get me wrong. Like, I love my mom and shit, but, I have like certain boundaries when it comes to my mom, and she doesn't respect them. Like, she respects my boundaries about 10% of the time, and the other 90% is me like really frustrated with her. And then whenever I try to talk to my mom about shit, she doesn't care. She deflects, she projects, or she just doesn't care, like, in general. So I just kind of like, that's how I maneuver with my mom. And I guess like that should be covered more on like Mother's Day. But for Valentine's Day, like, I really do hope that I not even that I hope, because I'm like already working on it, but I feel like one day I'm going to be really happy. I am going to be like looking at Valentine's Day as like an excuse to like go all out for my woman. And I don't know. I'm just, right now, I've never experienced, I feel like, true love. I think I've experienced like really liking a girl, really like vibing with a girl, and just being on that type of shit. But from what I've experienced in the past, it's like I like the girl more than she likes me. And I feel like that's kind of changing now. So we'll see, man. I mean, I never know. I don't, like I said, I don't like speaking in indefinites or like or guarantees or no shit like that. It's just more so we'll see where this goes. And I'll leave it there. So these Babe Stan Smiths, I've had these for like a long time now. I originally bought them, I think, like over a year ago. And they're not that comfortable to me. They kind of feel like Jordan 1s. These actually might be a little bit more comfortable than Jordan 1s, which is funny as fuck. But these are really nice. They're hella cheap if you want to get them on like StockX or something. My fucking ears are cold. But above all, man, like, I've always wanted like a Bape fit, but Bape is like so out of style now. Bape is like one of those, like, Bape is, I feel like, turning into something like Bape is Bape. They've had the reputation for like years and years and years. So I think it's like Bape is in like the same conversations as like a Jordan 1, you know what I mean? Where it's like it's everything that's like hyped up about it right now is based off of like its legacy, and not really like, I guess, what it's doing now. In the early 2000s, that was the Bape era. You're talking about like who wore Bape, like, or even like in the 90s, like we even saw like Big and like a fucking, like, that had to have been like a fucking 5X Bape jacket. That shit was hard as fuck. And I want to say it was the ABC camo, but definitely in the early 2000s, you had like the Clips, you had Pharrell, whoever. There a bunch of dudes have worn Bape, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Bape is like the first door you open to like designer shit, because it's kind of like, it's above streetwear. It's like kind of like designer streetwear. So the brands I feel like that are in the pocket of like Bape right now, But then you got to account for like the legacy too. So I guess Bape is literally like in its own world. It's in its own island of shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like the luxury streetwear, like designer brands right now are like Ama Manier, Amy Leondor, Kith, Cortez, shit like that. You know, very exclusive, very like, you know what I mean? You have to know the nose of fashion to like understand like the product. There's other shit that's bubbling out there, but like on the West Coast, the shit like the kids that are like they fuck with this shit now is like Sad Boys, or I don't know if it's like SDL or something like that, but it has like they're all about like the dead presidents, El Chapo, but that shit's been around. Like it's just straight white on like hoodies and like jeans or fucking sweats and shit like that. I'm trying to think. I said Spider, Sad Boys, SDL, or whatever the fuck, whatever 3-letter things that's coming out right there. And Imperial, man. Forgot to mention, this is the everlasting Imperial. I did it for the first Valentine's Day drop in 2024. It's just the hearts. I actually drew these, and then Pasm, shout out to Pasm. He just did it on the artboard for me. And thank God this fucking phone has a pen, which is really nice. You know, now I feel like I should get like Photoshop or something, because I basically have an artboard in my pocket now. And it'd be a waste if I didn't do anything with it. Who messaged me? Oh, wow. Shout out to my tarot reader. I just got a tarot. I get my tarot readings like fucking at least once a year from this lady. She's like really nice. I don't want to plug y'all with my tarot reader. I don't need y'all energies getting mixed up in my business. But you know, I got a reading for 2026, and it was really good. It was a really, really good reading. I've gotten one for 2025, and I've gotten some for 2024. I think I think the first reading was like around like 2024 and shit like that. Basically the gist of it was like there's gonna be abundance of like wealth and like career in my life, which I really liked. 2025 was like a very difficult year, and being that the circumstances of what they were yesterday, I mean, I'm pretty much rich in life right now. What is it? And it was the year of the snake, which is like, you know, the mortal enemies with the fucking tiger, which is what I am in a Chinese zodiac. And it's the year of the horse, so it's like this is the harmonious year for tigers. And I could feel that. Like I just feel like the energy is gonna go really well. And but there's always gonna be shit that like curveballs in your life and just shit that happens out of nowhere. And I literally talked about this on on the podcast I did with NC, talking about El Paraguas and shit, where it's just like when the rain falls down, it's falling down. You can't change anything. You can't ask the rain to stop. Like the rain is gonna come. So it's just interesting, man. I just been thinking about that shit, and it's wild. You know, what the fuck was I talking about right now? Completely forgot. Streetwear brands, whatever the fuck. Damn, buddy, you really did fucking get me dirty. Fuck. So this jacket I got on Feature. Shout out to Feature. It was on a raffle. I didn't even think I was gonna get it. I was so fucking surprised. But for fucking $220, man, a Bape Shark hoodie with Adidas on it is just fucking fire. Like I just feel like the epitome of like hip hop and like Bape and like a dope brand like coming together and making like some fire shit. I don't know. I think it's dope to me. Like why spend like $600 to like $1,000 or $1,500 on like a jacket? You know what I mean? Like that's preposterous. Right now, since I can't afford it, but when I can afford it, I'm definitely gonna be popping out in some shit. Like I already know, like I'm one of those like, oh, like, you know, that's crazy. But then when I have enough money, I'm gonna get it, because I didn't even think about like buying Jordans until I had the money to have it. So basically, like when I'm able to afford more in my lifestyle, that's like when I dibble and dabble in that shit. But it's just fire, you know what I mean? Once again, thank God, and I'm just, you know, grateful of everything I have. The materialistic things don't mean shit, like, at all. So the fact that I'm getting everything I want and more. Is just and then I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm good, I'm not hurt, like I'm breathing. I got my two grandmothers right now on this very day. Like it's just like I gotta go see them. So maybe I'll go see them. I can't see them Thursday and I can't see them tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe Sunday. Am I gonna be up for overtime? I don't think so. Nah. So maybe Sunday. I don't know. But yeah, I got this Citizen Suyosa watch. Fire. Like it's just like it's like a good like entry level watch. The fucking time is wrong, so I gotta fix that shit. I originally came in because I don't know if you guys noticed, like it looks gold, but it's just like I'm pretty sure it's just like a mix of metals. This is pure stainless steel, and it feels like it. It feels heavy. The other one's not. It's light as fuck. So it might be just a mix of metals, primarily probably aluminum, or recycled fucking plastic. But I went over there so they could adjust the watch. Originally, they said they couldn't do it. So I'm looking around. I see the Rolexes they had, and the chick that was helping me out, she was beautiful, and she reminded me of like one of these other girls I was talking to, and that shit always like bugs me out. Like when you ever meet a girl and it feels familiar, like like doppelganger or whatever. Beautiful woman, but she was definitely pregnant and married. Did not holler at her at all. Wasn't even thinking about it. Saw the Rolexes, and like I said, I've been getting into like watches and shit. So I saw that they had a Yachtmaster right there, and for just a used Rolex, it was like 22,000. She told me a lot of people, they either go for, I feel like the Submariner is the more popular one, but it's definitely like Submariner or a Yachtmaster. I feel like that's what people mostly go for. I don't know shit about watches, but those are literally the only two Rolexes I know. You know what I mean? So that's what I could imagine what it is. And it's funny, like I was like telling the lady like how much I make and stuff, and she was like, she made a mistake and was like, that's how much you make a month? And I was like, no, that's how much I make a year. If I made that in a month, I'd fucking be buying that Rolex and not this. But I like this mostly because it's stainless steel with like a pastel color or like acrylic color like face on the dial, which I fucking love. Like this is, I don't even know if I've explained this shit before, but yeah, just I love the baby blue. I feel like I've totally fucking talked about this shit. Maybe not the whole story, but I had the other watches in my pocket, and then the guy, I remember, the guy's name was Fatty. He fucked it up. He took the links out, but he bent them all crazy, so now they look stupid. And it was $100 watch, so it is what it is. Now I know not to do that, but like I say, like I need to learn these things for myself, and now I remember. Now I explain like how I paid for it and all that shit. So this is just me explaining like the watches and all that shit. It's already got like scratches and stuff a little bit here and there, and then it's kind of muddy, so I got to clean the face of it. But I totally saw the fucking vase wobble right now. But it keeps getting hot and cold. It's raining and it doesn't rain, and we're just living in like weird weather times as well as just weird times in general. February is generally like the coldest month of the year, but I feel like it's gonna get colder. Like I don't know why, but I feel like March is gonna be like a more consistently cold month, and I'm already kind of like, I've loved that it's like been winter and stuff, but once it's April, it starts warming up. Like April, May, it starts warming up. By June, that shit is already getting hot. So I'm like treasuring the last, what is it? March, April, May, like the last 3 months that we're going to have winter. And, or actually it's spring at that point, like whatever. Isn't like spring in April 21st, right? So I'm enjoying the ending of winter and whatever, I don't know if I told y'all that I went and saw AEW. I don't remember the AEW recap. I went with my coworker and my pops. It was really cool. My coworker, he kept watching. He was like, all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he knew it was like choreographed, and it's not fake. It's just like, they practice the moves and they're not trying to hurt each other. That's not, there's a difference from fake. We saw dark matches, not dark matches, but we saw Ring of Honor. They taped Ring of Honor before, and like 2 dudes came in beat up already, like all had bruises and marks on their back and shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers are wrestling to when they're already hurt in their match. Like before it even begins, these fuckers need medical attention. So that's fucking wild. The AEW Dynamite show was really good. I'm kind of mad I didn't see like Brody King or MJF. The match with what's her name, Chris Statlander and Thekla was really good. I think I mentioned, or maybe not, that I have Chris's autograph. I feel like I need to go get that shit from like I think it's the 2025 show thing, like the calendar. It was cool. It definitely, I feel like it wasn't as good as the first Dynamite show, because I actually saw in July like Mercedes Moné, and it was the 300th show, so they made it a big thing and they came to Ontario. Tony Khan actually came out at this show that I went to last week, and he was like, thank you, Ontario, like, you know, fucking we're gonna come back here, all this shit. So for Tony Khan himself to come out and like kind of like be talking to the fans, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, he's a billionaire, he doesn't need to be here. But there he is, you know, going out and saying a couple of words. I appreciate, you know, Tony Khan. Salute for coming out to Ontario. You know, you threw a really good show. And the mayor of the city would like to thank you once again for putting on a great show. I was thoroughly entertained. I had floor seats. The girls were beautiful. And it's your dog. But one thing I love about Dynamite versus Raw is what you see on Raw, WWE, is exactly how you see it live. So, when you see like them like taking the like when they explain where they are and they kind of do like this is pre-recorded, but when they put the drones out there and they get the city, they got the palm trees, and then when they film like Penta and CM Punk and all that was earlier in the day when they get there. That wasn't then at that point when it was like 4 or 5 or whatever time it was. But they have like, so if the wrestlers are doing their entrance or they're wrestling, whatever commercials are going on happen, the audience sees it. So like, let's say, you know, Jey Uso comes out, it's just me, Uso, they want me, it's just, and then fucking they're cutting to like a Snickers commercial. The Snickers commercial, you could hear that shit in the whole place while Jey Uso's coming out. So it's just me, Uso, that fool's doing his shit. And then Snickers, you know, satisfies and all this shit. And he's still right there, like doing all this shit and getting pumped up. And it's so weird. It's so awkward. You know what I mean? WWE has just like sold their soul to the devils, bruh, like for real. And I'm not trying to like badmouth anybody or no shit like that, but it's just like that's how it really looks like, and that's how it feels like. That wasn't never like that at the AEW Dynamite show. It really brought me back to how Raw was back then, because during like intermissions and like little breaks like that, they would like participate with the crowd. AEW Dynamite, you know, when they were having like intermissions and stuff, they'd be like, what's his name? The dude, the announcer, he comes out, Ontario, how's it going? You know, how we feeling tonight? You know what I mean? Do you like that match? Da-da-da-da-da. Like, they kept you entertained. It wasn't like, there were no commercial breaks. You saw every match in full. You know, they were very engaging with the crowd. You know, the wrestling might not be the top notch, most highly produced, but fuck, at least they're using like fireworks and shit. You know what I mean? WWE doesn't even use fireworks anymore. And with WWE, I feel like they just sold all the way the fuck out. They're over here putting commercial breaks in the entrances and the matches. It just makes it hard to watch. You know, I think I only pulled out my phone twice to play Pokemon real quick at AEW, but on Netflix at Raw, I was fucking like I was like playing Pokemon like a lot of the time, not most of the time, but like a lot of the time I found myself trying to catch Pokemon and shit, because we were just far away. It was a $300 ticket for the second level, like one of the first rows. So, you know, I feel like just for the experience, AEW way better. You know, floor seats for $100, bro. That's literally a third of the price for Raw, and I don't feel like I paid for a third of the price. I didn't get a third a third of what my money's worth was at Raw, I just felt like I paid less for like kind of like the same product. I feel like the only thing Raw has on, like, let's say AEW is like the wrestlers, you know. I'm not gonna see CM Punk or like from the people I like. I wouldn't have saw like Braun Breaker, CM Punk. Who was there at the time? Whoever the fuck it was. I didn't see Roman Reigns, but like I can't even like remember off the top. But they were like, that's it, you know. I wouldn't have been able to see Penta, you know what I mean? These are wrestlers that I really like that I wouldn't have been able to see at AEW. But, you know, it's all good. I'd rather feel like I got my money's worth than like feel like WWE completely sold out, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is up with that? What other topics I have? Fucking, it's already 40 minutes, so I think I have an album review and I have like another sneaker review, but yeah, Lefty Gunplay, he won a Grammy for I forgot that song. I think it's called TV Off, right? You know, everyone looking at me, oh, Sir Jack, like you don't know the song. No, I know the song. I just don't know the fucking name of it because I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar like that. But yeah, real quick, just to end this thing off, why are all the Mexicans that are like winning Grammys or like getting notoriety in like the grander scheme of hip hop are like gangbangers or fucking like, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but like this dude's on drugs. It don't take a fucking genius to tell you that this dude is doing hard shit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, why the fuck are the only people winning Grammys like real like dudes that aren't the best examples for like the raza out there? Like, we're not all like that. We're not all smoked out, tattooed gangbangers. Bro, we got fucking... Rubber was invented where Mexico is now. You get what I mean? Lawyers, doctors, artists, fucking just like some of the most educated. Oh my Lord, I knew that was gonna happen. Some of the most educated people come from fucking Mexico, and I think it's fucking bullshit. But it's like good for him. Like I rather one of the raza get a Grammy than none of us. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to come up here and be like, oh, like he shouldn't win it. He should get everything he fucking has or deserves or he's gonna get. I'm just saying, like, why? Like, why does the Grammys have to like support shit that is just not the best the best representation of our culture? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to fucking be up here talking shit about Lefty Gunplay. You know, his music's all right. I don't listen to it, but it's just like, you know, if I feel like the way I look at it is if one of us wins, then we all fucking win. But can we have some diversification in the way our culture and our people is portrayed? That's it. That's all I'm fucking saying. Presley, you're like yelling through the whole fucking show, man. What the fuck? God damn, son. Fuck. All right. Standing off, man. The message of the day is never take life for granted. In a split second, man, the shit could change. It could flip upside down, and what you know is life could be forever altered or changed or shattered for the worse. So just remember, man, never take life for granted. You know, we live for a short life, man. You might think like, you know, let's just say God gives you 100 years, you know. In the grander scheme of history, 100 years is in the blink of an eye. It's even less than that when you look at the whole totality of history on Earth. You know what I mean? So you blink and life fucking changes. So never take life for granted. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.